Hello there folks, these are the hands of me, Dan Brown from Sort of Interesting, and this is part 2 in a look at my huge notebook collection. Now if you haven't seen part 1, don't worry, there's no particular order to watch them in. And well, as you can see, just for note, we have been through and ravaged the bottom shelf of notebooks, as you can see, and we're about to pick up where we left off on the top shelf and go through what we've got up here. If you have seen part 1 then, well, welcome back and let's dive straight in. Now first of all, just very quickly, got this rather nice notebook, just a simple, well, it's all-weather grid notebook. It's not super durable to the extent of the field notes books, but it's just a nice little snug pack product, and it's got a sort of plastic waterproof cover on it, so that obviously helps to keep it a little bit more weatherproof, but it's certainly not on the level of the Expedition Edition field notes. Moving swiftly on, and speaking of field notes, we have got the Field Notes Steno book, 80 pages, and if we flip this up, as you see, it's like your classic reporter's notebook, and well, basically a lined notebook, but with the addition of a line straight down the middle, which you may or may not have come across in previous notebooks, and well, a few various bits of information on the back, always handy, and well, once again, let us carry on sweeping through the collection. I don't want to break this video up or try to do any editing, because I'm literally going to have like 30 minutes of footage from these videos I've been recording, so I'm keen to keep the flow going. This here is a nice mood diary. Now moods are not a brand that you might have heard of, I certainly hadn't until recently. This is, however, a lovely little organiser. This is the 2014 version, and if you can see there, we've got week to view, week to 2 pages, however you want to call it, the same thing. And it also comes with this lovely little, sort of cute little baby pen almost. But the touch that I really like on that is the way that the cover itself somehow bends around and wraps around itself to make the pen holder. So that's Mood. Definitely check those out if you're looking for an alternative to Moleskine diaries and Filofax. Coming up now, we've got a nice, this is one of the brands that I really had no idea of until recently. C-I-A-K, it's spelt. I don't know if that's Chayak, Kayak. I'm probably pronouncing all of those completely wrong, but the touch that I really like on these is not only have they got sort of very nice, somehow sort of premium feeling plush covers, I don't know how you would describe them, but they've just got these lovely bands around the middle, which, I don't know, it's just a nice touch, and it's slightly different to other notebooks that you might see out there. As you can see here, we've got plain paper on one side and lined paper on the other in that one. And this one here, very similar, but this is all straightforward lined paper. But I do like the way the lines are sort of almost framed in a nice surrounding of plain paper there. Gives it a sort of a very premium feel. I'm not entirely certain how you would describe them, but there's just something about these that I really do love. Moving swiftly on again, we've got few various bits. The Walker's Notebook I'm a big fan of as well. Now this was given to me a while ago, but basically it's got all sorts of line drawings by Wainwright, which some of you may know as the famous Walker of times gone by, and basically you've got a series of sheets, fields to enter information about a walk that you've done, and then areas for notes, and as you can see in the front I've got quite a few of them logged. I don't want to show you the details and give that away too much, but that's definitely one to look out for. That's another perfect sort of gift for, well, a walker obviously, but bear that in mind come Christmas. Got a few various organisers and things here. There's a few here that aren't super duper Filofaxes, but what we've got here, as you can see, is a nice shiny Filofax. This one is the original model, and that's the model name, not this is the first Filofax. If we just have a quick look in here, it is everything you expect from a Filofax. You've got your ruler bookmark, section dividers, and then obviously it comes with a few sheets of various types of paper, and well, once again, a week to view diary there. And as you can see, I've got plenty of notebooks and organisers. If you've seen my other videos, you'll know how much I was absolutely obsessed with the larger A5 Filofax here. This is the 2014 diary in here, but check out my other videos and you'll see proper in-depth looks at everything that you see in here and everything from the other video. So like I say, I don't want to focus too much on these individually. Coming up next, we have got a fantastic set of books here. These are White Lines link books, and if you're not familiar with White Lines to start with, this one's a grid page, so you can see there. Basically, the paper is grey and the lines are white, and the idea is that causes the minimum distraction and minimum sort of eye-catching lines for what to distract from what you're drawing or writing or what you want to be seen on the page. But the real magic of these, and it really is magic, is that, if we put those down, you might be able to see just there, you've got 3 boxes, one for email, one with the Evernote symbol and one with the Dropbox symbol. And basically what you can do is use the White Lines app to take a photo of the page, which will automatically size up and figure out exactly what's what. If you've crossed out one of those and set it up to send it to one of the services listed, then you literally point your camera at this and it automatically takes it, cuts out all of the background image, so only the lines that you've drawn or written will show up, and then automatically sends it as an email to your Evernote or to Dropbox. And like I say, that's just, it is absolutely magic. And I think I might skip ahead here and go for some more White Lines products. Apologies as I cut across the camera here. And let's have a look. What have we got? We've got some isometric paper there, which, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. Everything here being in the grey with white lines, as you would come to expect from what I've just shown you. And this is, well, obviously, clearly just an A4 notebook version of it, and it's got perforated edges there so that you don't have to tear it out from the wire-bound corner and have all the tassels, so it gives you a nice straight edge. And once again, you point your camera with the app at it, and it just automatically takes it and sends it to one of the services if you're using them. White Line's just fantastic. And this I would like to show you. This is the vertical paper, and this some people will consider a nightmare and others might quite like it. It's a rather interesting idea. I quite like it personally, but basically instead of having uniform lines, as you can see there, it's just got loads of different ones with all sorts of different spacing. And the idea is, once again, because it's white on grey, it's not like you're looking at just a huge amount of black lines that practically make it a black piece of paper, I suppose. Because it's all white and grey, there's very little general, distraction, even with the almost tartan-like pattern on it. And obviously having all these different lines gives you, if you want to draw, an awful lot of options of references for what are straight lines, so you're not fixed to a grid or isometric view or just simple plain paper. You've got plenty of lines to act as guides, and none of them really say, right, you've got to go to that line, or anything like that. And I don't know, it might be interesting for some people to take a look at that. So, moving on from White Lines, we've got, I'm going to say, let's go for it now. Just a few random books, nice little classic old Beano covers on that one, but no particular brand there. I've got these, and I absolutely love them. These are Leuchtturm 1917 notebooks, and well, this one I'm currently writing what's hopefully going to be my 3rd book about living on a narrowboat, and they just, I absolutely love them. This is a plain notebook, and one of the things that I think is fantastic with these is they come with a nice simple guideline sheet, squared on one side and lined on the other. They've got a table of contents in the front. All of the pages are numbered, and as you can see, I've got a couple on here. They have got these stickers that come with them. There, fetch it into focus a bit. These stickers that you can use to go on the spine, on the back, on the front, and basically act as references when they're all up on the shelf for what's in each notebook. And once again, I think personally I prefer these over moleskins, and they are slightly wider than moleskins as well. But if I just show you these, I mean, you can see that is absolutely bright yellow with that bizarre shimmering effect that it's got. They've got an awful lot of different colours and general types and layouts and setups that you can have, as well as an awful lot of these stick-in pen holders. Once again, I am absolutely devastating the shelves here, but like I say, it's all nice simple stuff, and just generally something a bit different and an alternative to moleskin. And when it comes to moleskin alternatives, we have got all sorts of things. These I love. This is a cartesio notebook. You've got your bands to keep it together there. I don't know what it is, but I'm obsessed with this raised little C logo there. And I don't know, I can't explain it, but once again, similar to the SIAC notebooks, the way that the lines in this are not from edge to edge. Once again, it just makes it seem like a little bit sort of, I don't know, I don't want to use words like special or things like that, but it's that sort of slightly premium feel that you get from it. Once again, we shall move swiftly on. I apologise if I'm rushing through these too fast, but like I say, there's videos of everything here, properly in depth on my YouTube channel, so check out the playlist below and you'll see hopefully an awful lot. Fabriano, again, another notebook company that you may not have heard of, and this is a simple cardboard cover but still with an elastic band. And there's something sort of minimalist about these. It almost puts me in mind of old school writing books. I'm not sure exactly. I don't know if it's just the cardboard cover cut to the size of the pages. But once again, let's move swiftly on. I'm running out of places to stack all these notebooks now. Again, whoops, alternative to moleskin, we've got this absolutely lovely, you can't see on the camera just how red it is, but a Fabio Ricci notebook. And I don't know, I love this one. If we open it up, once again you got entry for a little bit of information and contact details there. This obviously is a plain one with your material bookmark. And as similar with many of these notebooks of this sort of moleskin large notebook size, you have got your pocket in the back, which I, for some reason, cannot for my life grab hold of at the minute. There we are. But like I say, that's just another notebook and another brand to look up if you're a moleskin addict. Maybe find something different. Oh, flipping heck, this is turning into chaos up here. Right, fetching back down to the moleskins now. Now, I don't need to focus on these too much because I'm sure you're more than familiar, but once again, if you have a quick look inside this is just a plain hardback moleskin book, and this is what I was originally writing my general diary of living on a boat, and I first moved on to Tillian. And like I say, moleskin, it's iconic, it's classic, it's what everybody knows and everybody sees everywhere. There's not too much I could say more on the subject of that, but I do have this rather nice one here. This is the Evernote moleskin, and as you can see, just very similar, but it's got this custom cover on it and the green finishings. It also comes with a series of stickers that you can use to tag as different categories on the Evernote software, so that when you take a photo of the page, it automatically will tag it with a keyword and put it in a notebook. So that's another thing to look at if you're interested by the white lines idea. Coming up again, we've got this nice dotgrid.co notebook, and if you're unfamiliar with dotgrids, then this is basically, well, a grid of dots. And this is sort of for designing, and once again it's based on the idea of not having other lines so that you've got competing things for your attention when you're looking at and when you're generally designing things, yet at the same time you've got effectively almost a blank piece of paper, but with all of these points of reference of what a straight line is, how many dots away you are, and that sort of thing. So that's definitely something useful, and I did, believe it or not, use it to create a scale drawing of my living room on board. But more on that in other videos, like I say. What have we got here? Oh my goodness me. A nice new Elite notebook, and this, as you can see, nice thick cover, and these are quite interesting because they have got well, things to do at the front there, but then it's got 3 different types of paper in it. So obviously, first of all, and just by the way, these are all perforated. We've got lined paper, then we've got squared paper, wasn't sure what order they were going to be in, and I'm sure you can guess. Finally, we have got blank paper. So that's the new Elite. Whew, this is hard work. I've already filmed, like I say, part 1 before this if you haven't seen it. Moving on, that's just a general cover that I keep old Filofax stuff in. Then I've got this, the Domino A5 Filofax. This is what I was using last year, and man, was I using it obsessively, as you can probably tell. Once again, there's a lot of videos I've got of this, but you can see here just on the pages how much I was using this. And I really got into it and literally had everything that I was doing, whether it was personal, work-related, meeting people, stuff to do with buying a boat. And, well, once again, I'm sure you're familiar with File the Facts, and check out my other videos for a lot more on that one. Let's pop that up. What have we got? That's another Field Notes Steno notebook. Here's something for you, Dodo Pad. It's a brand that you may have heard of, or may not have, but basically they do sort of almost like comedy notebooks. This is the Book of Garden Cuttings, which basically has got a lot of space in it and calendar years, well, not in order, I will add. Oh yes, it is in order, that's a complete lie. But basically that's got all sort of space and areas to design and plan your general gardening. And, well, as you can see, it's got a nice waterproof sheet over the front there and the back, so that would hopefully keep it a little bit weatherproof too if you're taking it outside. This is this year's diary, the 2013 one, so probably if you're watching this video it'll now be out of date. But this sums up really what they're all about. You've got your space with 5 different columns for 5 family members, 5 categories of what you want to enter, and obviously your each week of the year. And then the opposite page, you've got plenty of room for writing, but they've just thrown in loads of these random little distractions, which might be a quote, might be a random picture, might be just, well, anything I suppose really. And as you can see from a very quick flick through here to some random pages, you can see there is just all sorts, and nothing is uniform even on the calendar side. And, well, those are definitely something to look at, and Dodo Pad, the Dodo Pad, is sort of their iconic item. Right, let's keep going. Oh, in a similar tongue-in-cheek sort of notebook way, we have got the In My Humble Opinion journal. This is from Knock Knock, who do an awful lot of things like this that are sort of tongue-in-cheek notebooks. And similarly, they have pens and all sorts of general things. But once again, this, to prove their general style overall, you'll have 1 page of writing and 1 page of a quote. And, well, like I say, all sorts of different bits and pieces. And even the title there is Why People Are Like That Today, which just sums up their general attitude, and a nice sort of quirky thing. I suppose that's another perfect gift sort of thing. And finally, after about 20 minutes of part 2 of this video, we have run into the sort of the college, school, university notebooks. We've got here, first of all, Oxford campus notebook, and this, basically, these are the sort of the higher tier of college notebooks. And basically, it's pretty simple and straightforward. You've got lined paper as you would expect, already got 4 rings binder holes punched in it, and each page is also perforated, so once again you don't have all the tassels there, you can just take it down a straight edge. And finally, we shall have a look at the new era MultiSubject Diary, something like that. But as you can see, once again, it's got a plastic binding on this, so it won't scratch anything like iPads or computers, hopefully, if you put it in your bag with them. And similarly, you've got various bits and pieces of removable ruler in there as well. And basically, on the inside here, you've got a series of dividers, as you can see, and each one of these is also a pocket. And then if we flick to just the first page, so I'm keen to keep this as short as possible, we have got, once again, hole punched pages and perforated, so you can take them out with a straight edge and not have all the tassels down the side there. And, well, I'm going to take a deep breath now and say thank you very much for watching. That has been a very quick look, even though it's taken over half an hour, to go through over 70 notebooks. Like I say, ridiculous value of about 700 quid plus in all these. And, well, thank you very much for watching. Hope you found something of interest in this. If not, then check out my other videos, and hopefully you will. My life on a narrowboat videos and all that sort of stuff, as well as astronomy and walking and goodness knows what else there is. So make sure you like the Facebook page, subscribe for more like this, Feel free to add me on Facebook or follow me on Twitter. Check out the book I wrote about living on board a narrowboat called The Narrowboat Lad on the Kindle. And well, as I take a deep breath, have a drink of water, I will say thank you very much for watching, have a great day, and farewell.